What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with another review for Love After Lockup. This is season number 5, episode 37. This episode was titled Love Me Not, or something like that. It could be the reverse. Either way it go, it'll be correct in the description of this video. But before we go ahead and get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and have me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss this episode of Love After Lockup, shall we? All right, you guys, so this episode, so we only have a few more episodes left. So, because Love During Lockup, it premieres on Friday, October the 4th. So I'm here for that. And the couples, Justine and Michael, are back. I don't know why, but Justine and Michael are back. Who else did we get? Who else did I see that we had? Oh, Melissa and Louie. Good God. Two people I really didn't want to see. Actually, just one person I didn't want to see in that couple link. Melissa. Key-Rock and Brittany are back. Who else is back? I think that's all that I saw in the trailer that we already know. And then a lot of these people from this show, this season right here, are going to be there. And from last season, we get Teenie and Rob. Did you guys see the clip of Teenie trying to fight Rob's mom? A hot ghetto mess. So Teenie and Rob are gonna be there. Bianca and Daniel are gonna be there, and Kim and oh boy are gonna be there. Kim and Joey, I believe. Is that his name? Yeah. And then Zaraya and Troy. So let's go ahead and get into this episode. And we're gonna start up with a couple that I don't care about at all. I really would prefer to have them off my television screen, but unfortunately they are here and they are staying. And that is Bianca and Daniel. So Bianca has finally made it to Arizona, right? It's a month, at this point, it was a month before he got out of prison. And she was talking about how she hasn't made any friends there. It's hard, excuse me, y'all. It's hard for her, excuse me. It's hard for her being there because she's alone. It's hot. She misses her friends and her family. And I'm like, well, you diphthong, you're the one that up and moved your life to be with this man. And you've never met, like, I don't think you've ever met him. You just have phone visits with him. So you're the idiot, but hey, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. So then we see her have a phone call with him, right? So when she answered the phone, I noticed on her screen, it said my husband with a heart next to her. I was like, girl, you stupid. You're stupid, you're stupid, you're stupid. So we find out that she's nervous about meeting his parents. And she's still in her feelings about his dad asking her how mentally stable she is. And I'm like, well, mama, he asked a good question. How mentally stable are you? Because you don't give mentally stable. Just being for real, you don't give that you're mentally stable. But if she want to feel a way about it, she can feel a way about it. What I will continue to say is that she's absolutely 100% immature as hell. Because in this particular scene, she's still talking about drinking. And it's like, ma'am, you're dating an addict. Then when she met his mom and his dad is an addict, right? And his mom, you know, she doesn't drink because of him. When they met at a bar and the woman asked for a mocktail. And I was like, that's the more appropriate route to go. It's fine. Here's my thing. I'm not saying that, you know, give up. If you want to go out and have fun with your girls, do that, right? But be cognizant of when you get home, again, you're still dealing with an addict. So sometimes they can, sometimes people can just smell stuff, smell things, and it can trigger, right? So drink in moderation, so that way you don't have an odor about you, right? But with her, oh God, with this girl, she thinks she knows everything. Like I know about addiction. Okay, if you know about addiction, then why don't you feel that you drinking would trigger him, or having a glass of, like, she makes no sense, and I don't care for her. I hate that we have to see her for life after lockup. I really do hate that we have to see that girl again. So then she also asked his cousin, "Why did you tell him not to marry me? Because it's a dumb decision?" I don't know. Maybe, like, I don't like Bianca, and that is all I got for Bianca. Let's go ahead and move on to the next couple, Christine and Julian. Is this why y'all niggas robbed the Walmart? Because y'all need money for an attorney? Because my God, today. So Christine called for her PO, and her PO wasn't in the office. But Christine has to physically go and see her PO, or else she'll go back to prison for violating the conditions of her parole, right? And I think she said, after she got arrested for the bank robberies, that she went back to jail again. I think it was because of failure to appear. That is the one thing that I never understand when it comes to, I've been around people who do go back to jail for that kind of stuff. It's like, you went back to jail for failure to appear. Like, dude, like, call a cab, call an Uber, I don't know, walk, take the bus. There are so many ways you can get to your PO, but people don't want to do that. So I always say, when people go back to, when people become repeat offenders, it's like, what did you leave in prison that made you want to go back? Just asking the question, right? So Christine and Julian, they went down to the PO office, right? So she was given her PO's phone number and cell phone number. So they can't say that she didn't come and report. I wonder if Christine was still on papers when her and Julian went to the Walmart. I wonder. Now, Christine, you seem like you want to be a kept woman, and I don't really see nothing wrong with that. But mama, I'm gonna need you to be realistic too. So Christine, we all know she has 3 kids, right? Her son is with her mother, and her twins are with their father, right? So Christine wants to try to get custody of the kids. Christine, I like you, babe. I like you. I like you a lot, right? But this mouth situation, this crooked, twisted mouth, it screams meth, and it screams you don't need to be. No offense, you don't need to be near your kids. But Julian has hired an attorney, to help her with one of her custody cases. And then she was like, well, I thought we would have the other one situation figured out too. And Julian's the one paying for it. And he was like, it cost a lot of money. And then she was like, I was expecting a court date by the time I got out. Christine, do you know how long it takes to get a court date for anything these days? Girl, count your blessings that he's already helping you with one of your situations. Like, I like Christine, but Christine is lacking accountability at this point, right? Like, it's not Julian's job to swoop in and help you with your custody battles with your kids, because you are the person that put yourself in that situation. Granted, your mama put CPS in your life, but you were on drugs, Christine, and you were robbing banks. So you weren't putting your kids' best interest at heart, right? So you can't sit here and then you up talking about what him and his ex-wife used to do. That is him and his ex-wife's business, not your business. And he was like, at least some kind of income would help. I was like, exactly. Christine just wants to live high off the hog is all that I got from that. And I like Christine, but I want Christine to take a look in the mirror and look at her reflection and be like, God damn, I'm a goddamn crackhead, like something like that. You know, do something, because girl, you're delusional. Love you, but delusional. You guys, let's go ahead and move on to the most delusional of them all. Letitia and Keith. Before I even get into Letitia and Keith, Letitia, the hair mama, the hair. You got these flyaways over here that you didn't even blend your hair over here, because I can see your real hair and the tracks. Then in the back, like if y'all go back and pause the episode when she was walking out of that attorney's office, look at the back of her head. Look at right here in the back of her head. You will see a knot, and you can see the track in her hair. And it's like, girl, who did you pay to do your hair? Girl, you probably did it your damn self. Speaking of Letitia and Keith, I've been waiting for this episode to see her again, because let me be real with you guys. I think that Letitia and Keith's storyline was nothing but a bunch of bullshit, right? So this was posted, well, I took the screenshot on August 29th, right? So this says, I want to congratulate my husband on graduating from his program today, which will allow him to finally be released after over 11 years. No more getting jerked around by the courts, shady lawyers, or depending on law changes. At the end of the day, my man did his time in the feds and ain't let the system corrupt his mind or soul. I cannot wait to jump in your arms, and most importantly, I cannot wait to see you reunited with your children. I don't care what society says, baby. You are an amazing father, son, brother, uncle, cousin, and husband with a heart emoji. Congrats, baby. You did it. Hashtag love after lockup. Hashtag life after lockup. Hashtag WeTV. Hashtag love during lockup. Hashtag meet the Colliers. Hashtag reality TV. Hashtag reality TV show. Hashtag explore. Hashtag explore page. Hashtag prison wife. Hashtag federal prison wife. Hashtag ride or die. Hashtag husband and wife. Hashtag true love. Hashtag watch all black. Hashtag love after lockup. WeTV. My God, there's a lot of goddamn hashtags. Girl, I'm going to sum this all up for you guys when it comes to Letitia and Keith. Letitia and Keith played in the faces of the producers, not my face. I called bullshit from a mile away. So this diphthong is now going to go see an attorney. I was like, you should have been when it's all fucking attorney, you dumb. Like, you listen to a paralegal. A paralegal is at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to law. I would take advice from a law clerk over a paralegal, because you guys know a law clerk is someone who actually has been through school. They have some schooling in the law. They're working their way up. But a paralegal is at the bottom of the barrel. No offense to anybody that's a paralegal. No offense to you guys, but I just know that a paralegal cannot do what a goddamn lawyer can do. That is like when she talked about the public defender withdrawing, I was like, you dumb. The public defender probably withdrew because they were like, this ain't nothing that we can win. But you're gonna listen to old boy over here who I don't know if he got teeth in his mouth or not, because when he's talking, it's like you can see the teeth at the bottom. He can't see nothing up here. So I don't know if he got like, I don't know if he talks like I do sometimes, because if you guys notice, most times I don't open my mouth wide enough, but I got teeth. But I don't know about that, man. Don't really care, to be honest with you either. But you listen to that fool, right? So I don't believe she paid that man. I honestly believe that Letitia, Keith, and whatever that man's name is, I believe they came up with a scheme to say, okay, we are trying to get back on Love After Lockup, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to say that you are paralegal. We're going to say that you found a loophole in the law that can get Keith released expeditiously. But we know that's not going to happen. We know that Keith is going to serve his time. We just trying to get back on TV. That's really all it was, right? Because even the lawyer was basically like, you got God. I was like, no, she ain't getting God. She's trying to get God, the producers of this show. But again, fix that damn hair. That's all I wanted her to do. Get off my TV with this bullshit, Letitia. So then she told Aunt Marcia, Y'all all knew this. Y'all all knew that Keith wouldn't get out of jail. Miss me with the BS. So after that, Aunt Marcia told her that the house that she's living in is foreclosed on because the owners didn't pay the mortgage, and I think they said for a year. Girl, that's a lie. A year that somebody didn't pay a mortgage on? Nah, that house would have been up long before now. Letitia wouldn't have been. Letitia wouldn't. Excuse me, y'all. Letitia wouldn't have. Never mind. That's why I say the storyline is bullshit. Bullshit, 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 bullshit. Let's go ahead and move on, you guys. Excuse me. So we are gonna go with the sad story. Who got this? This scene right here. I don't know how to feel about this. I really don't know how to feel about this scene. So I'm actually gonna call him by his name in this episode too, but I'm not gonna call her by her name. Great Value Pinky and Arthur. Yikes. So you guys remember the last episode we saw Great Value Pinky and Arthur, who, let me say this real quick. Arthur. I'm trying to figure out how to say this, and what I'm about to say is I don't want this to come off shady, by the way. Arthur, the forehead, the triangle tattoo, right? It was a choice, right? But maybe you should go get that removed. Because I've been looking at, I look at Arthur, not like that, but I'm just looking at Arthur, and he's a very handsome gentleman. He's a very, very handsome guy, right? And I'm just like, if he didn't do the, like, it's the tattoos right here, up here, and even the neck tattoos, those are fine. It's the triangle tattoo that just throws everything off, because he's a very good looking guy. He just needs to remove that neck that triangle. That's really all it is. He's a handsome guy. It's the triangle. It's the triangle. It's the triangle. Now, I'm not trying to be shady, but it's the triangle. So he apologizes to Great Value Pinky for the night before. I'm like, you don't owe her no apologies. You were with your mama. If she's that insecure and jealous, let her be. Like, let her be that, right? So they went to a fabric store. This is where she lost me. You were mad at him because he was out with his mama, but then you talking to your sister on the phone, and your sisters don't know nothing about him. Then when he comes over to talk to you, you shush him. The minute she shushed me, I'm like, oh, you goddamn right. I would have shushed, and I wouldn't have said nothing to Hope. I'm gonna call her by her name in that particular scene. I wouldn't have said nothing to her. Like, I would have been mute. See, because the thing about me is I'm non-confrontational. And there are people in my life who hate that about me, right? Some of my friends and my family be like, you get on my nerves, because I'm not someone I'm not gonna scream at you. I'm not gonna yell at you, and I'm not gonna argue with you. Those are three things in this world I just don't do it, because it doesn't benefit me. Because I don't understand, when I see people arguing, I always think, what does that benefit you? You both screaming at each other at the top of your lungs. What does that accomplish? And anybody who does it, please let me know, what does it accomplish? This is no shade, but I'm just asking the question, what does it accomplish? Because see, a person like me, and my friends and family will say, you do this all the time. When you get mad, you shut down. I absolutely do. I will shut down like a computer, and I'll just sit, like, we can sit in the same room with each other and not have a conversation. I could turn on this TV right in front of me and watch TV. Actually, I've done that before with a friend. Me and one of my friends, we actually had got into, we really got into it. And he was going off, and I was like, "Are you done?" And we were hanging out, and I turned the TV. I was like, "Well, I just flipped the TV on." I started watching TV, and he was like, "Nigga, you really gonna sit here and just watch TV?" Yes, because we're not gonna argue with each other about what. Like, I don't want to argue with you if I can. That's my thing. I'm not gonna sit here and scream and argue with my friends, my family, anybody. I don't see the purpose in that. I really honestly don't. Even with my mom, me and her she used to do it too, right? And I would just, even with her, me and her, there was one time that she was really pissed off at me and she was going off. And I was like, "Are you finished?" She was like, "Yes." I was like, "Okay." I'm like, I hope you feel better. I hear what you said, but my feelings don't my feelings don't change. But okay, you let it all out. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. I refuse. I absolutely refuse. Like I won't do it with anybody. I won't do it with anybody. Even when people try to get us, like at my job, people try to get a rise out of me. I'm not giving it to you. I will just sit there on mute and let you scream, yell, and argue. You feel better? Oh no? Well, I can't help you, and I don't care. Literally. But neither here nor there. So this is where it went downhill with those two. He found a picture of her with another guy, and she didn't want to really talk about. She was nonchalant about it, and then she told him to open up to her. I'll give her that. He could open up to her, but the other thing is the man just got out of prison, and I realized it. I've been peeped Arthur because he actually reminds me of my cousin who was in prison, and my cousin was in prison for over 20 years, I think, because he was in prison. I feel like he was in prison before I was born. No, he wasn't. I was a lot. I was a baby when he went to prison, but I was in my early 20s when he got out of prison, right? So he had been in prison for over 20 years. When he had been in prison for over 20 years. So when he got out of prison, it took a long time for him to get adjusted to the outside world, right? And one thing that he did, and it's kind of what Arthur was doing in this scene, he paced. Like he was still institutionalized. And Arthur said that to her. I was like, girl, did you just hear what he said? He's still institutionalized, meaning his mentality is still in prison. So the things that he saw and experienced in prison, he's still dealing with that, and he has not really adjusted to life on the outside world yet. And that happens. But she just, it just didn't, I felt like everything went over her head, right? So then he went outside, he was crying, and the producer's with him, right? And she was just sitting on the floor. I was like, bitch, get your ass up and go and see if he's okay. And especially with y'all being in downtown Dallas. Like y'all, I knew exactly where they were. They're near the West End district, right? And the trains run through there all the time. And baby, you got you got to make sure that you get, because I mean, what it is where they are, the trains, and it's a lot of traffic through there too, right? So you got to be careful when you cross the road. And that was my biggest fear, because I can see what was going on with him. I could see it clear as day that he was having a moment. And so she went downstairs, and he said, "I love you, Hope." But his eyes, he was kind of like zoned out, right? And I was like, Hope, just talk to him and calm him down. Just talk to him. But she went to go hug him. I was like, girl, why would you try to hug him? Tell him it's gonna, talk to him. But one of the producers went and called his mom, and he was talking to his mom, and he, again, it's what I just said. You can clearly see he's not well adjusted to being outside in the free world. It's only 5 days. But, production halted filming with him, and, since, gave him some a mental health, they referred him to someone for mental health. So prayers up to him. And then the fact that he's back in prison again, my God, I hope he's okay. Let's move on, you guys, to the next couple. Where y'all want to go next? Who? Because the next two are the terrible choices. You know, we're gonna say the worst for last. Let's go to Shantae and Lies. So I don't really care too much about Shantae and Lies. Now I did see it last week after I recorded my video that people were saying that Shantae said that I'm not. Oh, I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell. Because I'm not laughing at this situation. I'm laughing because it's far-fetched. It's just so far-fetched. Oh, I'm going straight to hell in the handbasket. Because I'm not laughing at Shantae. I'm not laughing at you, sweetie. I'm not laughing. I'm laughing because I don't know if I believe this story because it's just so weird. And it's stupid if it is true. Now, if it's true, I'm not. Let's get the giggles out. I ain't got the giggles out. I know I don't. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna oh, whew. I'm laughing because I just don't believe this. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm laughing because I don't know if I believe this story because it sounds like a soap opera. That's why I'm laughing, because it sounds like a well-written soap opera, right? But if it is true, Shantae, I have empathy for you in part of the story, but the other part of the story, I feel nothing for you, right? So Shantae says that while she was pregnant with the twins, that True had her jumped and she lost the babies. That sounds like a hood telenovela. Like, that sounds like a hood telenovela. For real. That you pregnant with twins, but he gets you jumped and you lose the babies. That just sounds like a hood drama. That was what I was laughing at. It's like, not the fact that she got jumped. That's not what I was laughing at. What I was laughing at, it was the fact that it's something that you see on television on a scripted show where a man doesn't want the, well, you know, what actually kind of happens in real life too. But it just sounds so, like, everything with Shantae's storyline sounds so convenient, right? It just sounds convenient. But then on top of that, they say Shantae is currently pregnant with True's baby again. That's why I don't feel sorry for your girlfriend. If it is true that nigga got you jumped and you lost your twins, then why the fuck would you go back to him and get pregnant by him again? That's dumb as fuck. Dumb as hell. So I'm gonna get jumped by some bitches that this nigga sent to jump me, but then I'm gonna go fuck this nigga unprotected and get pregnant again by the same nigga. The math don't do it. That's why I was laughing, because it sounds like literally a ghetto ass hood soap opera. Because you got pregnant when he first got out of jail, 14 weeks. Now, I will say though, in this episode, that I was looking at her stomach, and I can't remember what Shantae's stomach looked like previously, but it did look like she was a little bit pregnant. That's all I will say. But again, the whole situation of him getting you jumped, it sounds far-fetched. So True came to see her, right? I forgot that man had been in prison since he was 17, because he was like, because when he was at the self-checkout line, I was like, you don't know what self-checkout is? I was like, oh, that's right. He has been in prison for years, right? So let's just be real and because I'm gonna knock them out the way real quickly. He's full of shit. He went to go see her. He was like, you want me to leave? I was like, no, she don't want you to leave. So he's talking about he regrets the breakup and he was just on a high from being out. I will give you that you was on a high from being out, but I damn sure don't believe that you regret that breakup. He said it hurted, H-U-R-T-E-D. I was like, sir, that is not a word. Hurted is not a word. Hurted is not a word. Look that up in the dictionary. It is not a fucking word. Hurted. It hurted him when Shantae said that, she didn't want him. Well, wait, hurted is a word? No, the word hurted is not a word in the English dictionary, in the English language. Like, I know I wasn't tripping. Like, he said hurted. It hurted him. No, sir, it hurts you. Sean, oh God, I just don't know what I believe with these two. He said he's been making money gambling. Okay, cool. I don't care. Shantae, that wig. Can we talk about the wig real quick? That invisible part, and then you had a hump in the back of your wig. Why? 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 So he told her that he wants to be a part of the kid's life. He apologized to her for the breakup. So she asked him, was he seeing anyone after they broke up? I was like, girl, why does that matter? Why do you care? That ain't got nothing to do with the price of tea in China. And he said, yeah, but the grass wasn't greener on the other side. I was like, girl, sir, and ma'am, shut up. Get off my television screen with this dumb shit. That's it with these two. I don't really care. Are we going to see them in Life After Lockup? Child, I hope and pray not. I hope to God we don't. I don't remember if I saw them in the previews. I pray we don't. Let's wrap up the episode with the worst of them all. Zeraya, and Troy. I said that because I don't know how you pronounce it. Because I've heard her name pronounced Zuria, and I've heard her name pronounced Zeraya. It's one of the two. What I will say is, Miss Karen, girl, you's a lot, but I love you, right? So Troy's asking his mom, Miss Karen, if she's okay. He's like, stop asking me that shit. Go ask her. I was like, Miss Karen, girl, what? But Miss Karen keeps it real, and I'm here for Miss Karen, right? So he's getting ready to go to Buffalo to see his daughter. Now this is where Zeraya, that three-tone hair on her head, this is black, this is one color, the ponytail is one color, and her real hair is another color. Miss three-tone hair, and girl, oh, this scene right here. Troy is going to Buffalo to see his daughter. I don't even need my notes. Troy is going to Buffalo to see his daughter, right? But Miss Zeraya is in her fucking feelings because of Troy's the mother of the daughter. It's like, girl, what's your issue? Troy was on the phone with the woman. I mean, the baby is 7 years old. Who the fuck else is he gonna talk to? To see his, like, girl. I want to reach for that TV screen and just slap that ponytail off of her fucking head. So she told him and his mom, y'all can go. She's feeling disrespected. And it's like, why do you feel disrespected? Like, and then she told Troy, you can get your shit and get the fuck out. You wouldn't have to tell me twice. And he was like, but my daughter asked to see you. I don't give a, basically, I don't give a fuck. Like, you can go see that. You can go see her. He was like, well, okay, well, how about I do this? I go spend time with her at her mom's, and then I bring her back and so she can meet you. No, I'm not going to go. Like she's throwing a temper tantrum. Like, she's throwing a temper tantrum. What I also want for you to do, Ms. Zeraya, what I also want for you to stop fucking doing, because, girl, I'm so sick of seeing it on my television screen week after week. Ma'am, your skin is irritated. Your skin is irritated, dumbass. Like, those bumps on your face, when you were putting that makeup on your face in this episode, those bumps were bloodshot red, and you continuously dabbing on that makeup. It's like, bitch. I'm not calling her a bitch. I'm just saying bitch in general. Like, girl, your skin is saying to you, we're fucked up. Like, again, them bumps were literally red as hell. Like, I noticed that in that scene when she was putting the concealer on. I was like, girl, you putting concealer on irritated skin. Let your skin breathe. Go get some Noxzema. Go put some soap and water on your face. Go do something to your face, because your face is saying, we're tired. We're irritated. We tired of you putting fucking pounds and pounds of makeup on us. Like, your skin is irritated. I will repeat that one more time. Your skin is irritated. Stop doing it to your skin, baby girl. So I don't blame Troy for getting up and walking out that apartment, because she was doing the absolute 100% the most. But that is Love After Lockup, you guys. If I missed anything that you guys want to talk about, leave it in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video. I will say one thing about Zeraya. Now, it is interesting, Miss Karen. I will say this before we end. Miss Karen, it is interesting because you've been calling Yana a bitch for quite some time now. But the way you was talking to Yana on that phone, girl, it seemed like that was your home girl. And then the fact that y'all saying that old girl Zuria had a man in a place. I mean, it is her apartment. It ain't Troy's. And the fact that, you know, Miss Karen trying to say, this is y'all's home. No, it's not. Troy's name ain't on that lease. As much as I don't like Zuria, Troy's name ain't on that goddamn lease. It's her name on that lease. So, yeah. Whatever. Troy, continue to walk away from your wife. Divorce her. Because it's just weird how she acts about your child and the mother of your child. Like, I can see it if the baby was like 14, 15, 16 years old, but she's 7. I ain't got nothing else for Zaraya. That's it, you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.